Just a sec. And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the delay. We have Kyanite League action here. 1 second, sorry. I believe this is week 6. I don't believe that they run a division system, so I cannot say that they are division-based. But it will be Moosterism actually defending first on Cafe against NoMercy Composed. Now, I don't know much about Moosterism, but I do love the name, so I'm excited about that. On the other side, we have NoMercy Composed. NoMercy, a rather well-established organization. I don't know much about Composed themselves, so I'm interested in seeing what this team brings that is different from other NoMercy rosters, but generally speaking, NoMercy teams are rather aggressive, ranked strats, pretty standard fare when it comes to what that looks like. But I believe the predictions for this match actually favor pretty heavily. Right. What? Sorry. I'm trying to make sure that I'm reading this right. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense because there is not a poll for NoMercy Composed versus Moosterism. If it's any comparison for those of you who are watching, Vendetta is heavily favored against Moosterism, and Composed is heavily favored against Gunther's. That's the closest I can give you. In terms of where these two teams stand, on one side you have Composed, who are at the 5th seed, 9 points, 3-0-0 and 1, and then Moosterism a bit further down at 11th with 1-0-0 and 3. So Moosterism looking to strike back here, trying to get another win on the board, get themselves a couple more points. All right, just a sec. To talk about the bans and about the map, these bans are very, very straightforward, very typical. Jackal ban, Thatcher ban are both very expected, especially on this map where you would normally see some sort of hard breach ban. So it would usually be either this or maybe an ace. And then Jackal is always strong, especially after that's admittedly not a big deal, but having a C7E buffed a bit certainly will help him on that fragging front. And then Thunderbird always a strong operator with the Nitro Cell or the impacts for that site remodeling side, with a strong primary, a great secondary with the Bearing 9, and then the only play, well, probably a stronger healer than Doc, in a way, a more flexible healer, that's for certain. And Cade, always great for keeping walls closed, always great for that denial sense on some of these more per se tactical maps where it's more focused on getting a wall open and then pushing from there. You know, if we were to see that same Cade ban and that Thatcher ban on a map such as Coastline, I'd be a bit more confused, but considering that it's Cafe, they are both really just what is it, meat and potatoes? I do believe that is the correct saying. That is unfortunate for you, Biggest Hell. And mindless first of all here, courtesy of Cambiance? I want to pronounce it like Ambiance, as he'll get a quick double kill though, regardless of how he's called. He'll get a second for his team and able to extend their lead, it seems. However, quick bit of return fire from Alt as well as Fawn, my apologies. Trying to hold down the cigar side as well. Taking a bit of pressure now. That'll be the sledge. The Soda, he'll just get a second headshot for his team now. Looking to maybe make it a 30 or trying to pressure that player over on mini bars. It'll be, I think, Sanders trying to get something done here. Not a whole lot that he's able to get moving, though, considering the situation that they're in. They're outnumbered now, and even with minimally they have a minute left, so they do have some time, and Sanders will fall flanked essentially by Alt. Is now going to basically just capitalize off of what is best described as a crossfire here. Doesn't can't really get too aggressive on that cigar side because of the fact that the echo there of Alt Nibbles over there, and Fawn will pick him off. It'll be just only a bit of a, almost a trap that will finish off this first round in favor of Moosterism. A mess of a first round, frankly. Cambian's got the first kill, the first two, in fact. Did a really good job as entry, ended up trading himself out, but from there it went nowhere. And I think the reason why is because it was so one-dimensional. They got those two hatches, they got Red Wall, and they got nothing else besides what was given to them, which was basically Cigar Shop, because they had cleared that out. But they didn't put any pressure on Cocktail side. They didn't put any pressure on this Whitehall window, anything vertical. No, they didn't. And they didn't bring any real, or they didn't seem to try and use Soft Breach to clear out that Wamai and his utility and the shield. I think that if they had done that, that probably would have helped them out. That, or maybe since this was only halfway reinforced, maybe clearing out or opening that second wall would have helped, but just didn't seem to have the toolkit necessary to close that round out. That and just a lack of coordination ended up giving a bunch of easy gunfights, you know, trying to swing somebody with a shield, or getting caught in a crossfire, or basically just falling victim to a pincer there, which was the very end for, I believe that was King at the end of the round. You know, couldn't really push Cigar because of the fact that, well, Nibble was holding down basically default on Bar. Couldn't really push Bar because of the fact that Nibble's there, and that if he ignores it too much, then probably going to be an aggressive play, courtesy of I believe Fawn as the Wamai. So really a lose-lose situation. But moving on to this next round, it's going to be a dual kitchens hold. Nibble will fall at the hands of Soda here. This he'll take control of Kochak, and strangely enough, they have a castle available. I don't know why they decided against holding down this Kochak side, especially considering that they have that Whiskey Door castled off. So I don't see exactly why they wouldn't go for that. Extend their hold a bit more, try and waste a bit more time, waste a bit more utility. Or maybe no, they didn't, unfortunately for them. Fawn will put on a Nitro. The Thermite is picked off there. Diffuser is down. Probably not too big of a worry, considering how easy it is for them to recover, but still, Soto takes down Mindless. Man Advantage will again go the way of the attacking team here, as that Whiskey Door is opened up now, courtesy of Cambiance, trying to get some entry work done, trying to clear out one of these three remaining Moosterism players here. Vaughn gonna rotate around, trying to get something done at this point, as again the site is slowly being picked apart now. Half the round remains, so still needing to deal with plenty of pressure, still having plenty of time for this attacking team to maybe get another pick, maybe look for that execute afterwards. Fawn will actually even it up now. He'll take down Largest Toad. Unable to really get any impact on that round, unfortunately, so a bit of a wasted pick now. Helmet, strangely enough, still holding down the opposite side of the objective. Fawn will try and swing. Actually, the Ash there of Cambiance tries to swing. Fawn will get a third. King trades him out, though, so it's now up to just Mooster and Hellbent. I don't know why, with a minute left in the round now, Hellbent is deciding to return to site. Mooster picked up by King here. We're on that freezer side, and it's basically a 2v1. This site is now firmly in the control of NoMercy Composed. Mule's going to try and push forward. Needs to be careful, though. Soda's covering him. King will stick the plant safely behind default. Now going to just lock off, at least trying to lock off that door between the sites. Unfortunately, ends up just putting it right on the bomb chassis. I don't think it's going to be that big of a loss for them, though. Hellbent trying to make his way forward now. Needs to probably, first of all, worry about Soda here, who is watching that double door. I think I saw a bit of him there. Didn't really realize it, though, now as Hellbent's going to continue to try and push forward. Doesn't really know where either of them are. Needs to get moving soon, though. Nitro ripped, goes out. Doesn't get anything, though. I think Soda's preparing to swing that, possibly. Just waiting, really, for Hellbent to look for that diffuse here. King in the same spot, just waiting this out. Maybe going to try for a swing. Unfortunately, flanked by Soda. Not enough time. Finished off by the Sledge, and that'll be another round here. Actually, tying it up here for these two teams. My apologies, I thought that the attack initially won that opening round on top floor, but then I very quickly remembered that they had lost that opening round. Very good recovery from them, though. You know, they dealt with a pretty straightforward, admittedly a very weak castle hold. I don't know why you would castle off both whiskey and that door into kitchen service. Especially if you want to hold down coat check, you probably would want to move that one on the service double door to coat check. Have a player in there, maybe put in an ADS or something to help them. But putting that down basically means that anybody that's moving into small bake and into this sort of red hall is going to be in pretty precarious situation. And then just the general lack of really rotating any utility or any manpower, because they do have bandits, but they don't have Cades. It's going to be a bit harder for them to hold down these walls here, just in general, but especially on this site where it's a lot easier for teams to get this wall open without a Cade present, just because of how that electric clock can be angled and placed. So, you know, being able to get rid of that mute jammer really quickly will allow a quick opening of that wall, and I feel that really ended up collapsing the hold because of the fact that there wasn't any way to really accommodate that. You know, there's not really a way to pressure it from this side here. Once you lose Whiskey Door, you can't even really anchor there. I don't know what's going on here. They've put down essentially what is a bakery extension, and it's something. It's something. I mean, they have what is necessary for a coat check hold here, but they don't have anybody holding it, so it's essentially useless. They've again locked off part of the site, so I don't know what's going on here. They've like locked off this part of the map for no apparent reason. Admittedly, I know that it's two separate things, but together they sort of just lock off that entire side of the site. Now, again, this freezer wall open, the mute not enough once more to really stop it. I don't know why Mindless is running the Valk here. The Valk. Other person running Valk's weapon, which would be Warden, my apologies. But the Warden is terribly niche. Oh, Nibble will fall in the hands of Cambiance. Again, that entry frag Ash doing some good work here. As Fawn's going to try and hold down the line as the Lucy returns fire into Freezer side. OTM Soda gets another kill on a Mindless here. Two-man advantage. Fawn going to take a bit of damage now, trying to hopefully stop a push over on the Freezer end. We'll get a second kill for himself, I believe, actually. The first on this round. Cambiance gets a double kill, though. And now, looking for possibly some sort of execute now. Co Sanders will get the plant down. Covered now by the rest of his team as they'll continue to push Freezer side. Largest Toad gets a headshot there onto Fonda Hope. It's up to just Hellbent Mule again. The double kill from Largest Toad, though. Shuts that down, and might be time here for Moosterism to redraw their strats on this first floor site.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Alright. So now Moosterism's gonna go back to top floor. They did really well on top floor. We'll have to see if they can continue to be successful on this site. But I think the key here, if Composed wants to continue to dominate, to continue their rally that they've started on first floor and are going to look to bridge through the rest of this half, ideally, what they really going to want to do is to diversify their push. You know, last time they just took the two hatches and pushed Cigar side, but they didn't put they didn't really put pressure on this Cigar double door, or what little pressure they did was not enough. They didn't put any sort of pressure on Cocktail side, no vertical pressure, no pressure really onto Cocktail Balk, onto New Balk, onto White Window, or what pressure that did come to New Balk, to this double door into Cigar, wasn't enough. It was very quickly shut down. As Coast Sanders will take down Alt Nibble, and that'll be a great start now for Composed. as they're going to open this round with a 5v4 at no cost to them, besides maybe a fright, but didn't lose any health, didn't have to spend any real utility, maybe a drone at most, but they have all 10, so it was basically a free pick. So now there's one less gun available, one less person holding an angle. From the start of the round, it's going to be difficult now for Moosterism to continue to hold an advantage, to continue to hold control of this site without that extra player. Now OTM will pick off Hellbend, who's just continuing to struggle there as the Mute nil and 4 now. Largest Toad going to try and push forward now. I don't know if Fawn's going to continue to hold this. He does have that other sight line here, having been set up into washrooms, and he's able to do a bit more, I'd say, from there than from the cigar side, considering that there's nothing on that end. There are at least footholds, but at this point going to just abandon that, try and hold down the other part of the objective. Just try and hold down sort of backstore at this point. It's probably wise, considering the numbers game is not in their favor at the moment. Mindless takes down Largest Toad. It's going to be a 4v3 now. So you can see Mooster trying to make this happen. Actually, it'll be Fawn, pardon me. Mooster going to maybe try and rotate around, help his teammate out here, as he's just going to hold down that Whitehall side. Not enough to make something happen, though, as Kyanite will run in. Double kill for the Ash, looking for a third, possibly. Mindless, last one left. Pincer now on the cocktail bout. It'll be the Ash there, the third kill for himself in the round. And going to press his team's record now to 3-1 as they continue to steamroll this defending team, it seems. Hi, Hypnotic. What's up?
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can. Shields deployed. Deploying jammer. Jammer ready. Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb. Deploying mobile cover. 10 seconds left before insertion. 5 seconds to go. Attacker's objective is to defuse the bomb. Laying out the welcome mat. Deploying welcome mat.
Alright. Penultimate round here, and Compose seems to have the wind in their sails at the moment. As it'll be another top floor defense courtesy of Moosterism. We'll have to see how this goes, but frankly, it's not looking so hot. You know, last round they got folded like a lawn chair. And that was mainly because none of them won a gunfight. Fawn has 7 kills. The rest of the team has a combined 4. Among 4 players. 2 of them have donuts. 2 of them have 2. You cannot win a game with 2 players going for 2 kills in 5 rounds and 2 going for none. It's just, even though that you can play strategy heavy and focus on, you know, running out the clock and forcing them to plant and all that, you have to get kills. You cannot win without getting kills. And at the moment, Moosterism isn't getting kills. So how are they going to win at that point, is my question. How do they win without getting kills? Please explain that to me, somebody. Because it's basically the same hold here as last time, except this time they don't have a player spawn peeking, so they're not going to start from a 5v4. Fawn will take down Ghost Sanders now, going to force that man advantage in their favor, actually. Ambiance takes down 1, Soda gets a 2nd for his team. Nibble, however, will trade him out, picking off Mindless, but in exchange able to get rid of that sledge. Able to hopefully provide a bit more safety to those soft walls. Maybe bit more security in terms of just getting rid of the soft breach, those frag grenades. Nibble gets a second kill, able to again capitalize off of that same angle that I think actually last time took down King again, or at least the Nomad. Almost caught unawares by largest the shield. Largest takes down Alt Nibble, and it's going to be a trade. 2v1 now. Hellbent trying to get his first kill, trying to put himself on the board. It's Mooster and Hellbent, the two guys that don't have a kill, trying to fight basically to have one of themselves earn a red stick at this point. His Largest is going to look to clutch this up here. Adam disadvantage, running low on time now, pushing forward now. Spotted by Hellbent, does take him out, so it's now basically a 1v1 here against Mooster Chief. He's going to now press forward, looking to get this final kill, looking to close this round out. Knows where he is, will pre-fire, and gets the headshot! What a clutch there from Largest Toad. That is embarrassing for Moosterism. It's now 4-1 in favor of the attack. That was interesting. Is Grim allowed? I don't think Grim's allowed, but I'm not sure.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Anyways, I'm gonna be interested to see how Grim is played. From my understanding, it's similar to a Nomad. Maybe a bit more flexible than your traditional Nomad, but I'm just going to be curious to see how that Grim is used. And I just remember that Solus is banned this season, not Grim. My apologies, I'm a bit out of it. I had an 11-hour car ride today. Life. Anyways, and that'll be just 6-pick shot to the Nomad. So similar role, different operator. But it's basically this. I mean, throughout these rounds, it's been a very similar lineup by this attacking team by Composed. Generally, either an Ace or a Thermite by Coach Sanders. Soda as the Sledge. King generally running the Nomad, and then Toad as an Osa or some other form of support. And then Cambiance traditionally as the Ash, though it could very well be that that he's running this Twitch as more of a fragging Twitch. Maybe taking kind of a page out of Shaiko's book, though I guess we could say that would be more Hibana frag than a Twitch frag. As Mindless will take down the Osa there and get an opening pick for his team. That's going to be a pretty good start for them, frankly. Considering that they have that, they're able to now... I'm making word soup, my apologies, folks. They're able now to control the pace here. Mooster just... Yeah, no wonder you just lost the last round. Mooster can't even hit a duck shot. That's embarrassing. That's a waste. To talk quickly about the last round, speak of the devil, there's a 2v1. It's a 2v1. And low time, too. You don't even have to press him. Why did Hellbent press him? Sure, you have a shotgun, but you have 20 health. One shot and you're dead. And you're in a 2v1, just play a crossfire. Force him to have to fight both of you at the same time. Don't give him 2 1v1s, because clearly they're going to just easily capitalize on that. Course Sanders gets a kill here. Brings it back to even now with about half the round remaining. But as I was saying, so instead of giving him, some sort of crossfire in bar, or something where he has to go out and try and play both of you at the same time, no, you give him 2 1v1s. Sure, they're pretty close by, but he's able to very quickly win those, and he wins them. And that ends up costing him the round, because stupid stuff like that. Cambiance gets another kill. It's back to 3v3. Admittedly, Course Sanders is dead, so you've lost the Ace, but he did get access into Red side. Or Red, Cigar. From Red side onto Cigar. Cambiance got a second kill, actually a third now. Just continue to run up the scoreboard now. Trade it out, as Alt Nibble takes him out, but Soda will trade him. And this is just... Cashes in with his back turned. That's a very quick round win there for the attacking team, who will go up 5-1, I believe, on the Switch. I mean, 5-round run for them. They absolutely have the the advantage here at this point. Checking the scoreboard, 8-11-5-1-2, 8-7-3-0-0. Congrats to Cambiance on hitting double digits. Just to point something out here, most of this now attacking team, most of Moosterism, is going negative. I mean, you have 3 and 6, and then you have 2 players with donuts. That's just unacceptable.
By attackers. Bomb located by attackers.
So, Solus is being played here. I don't think Solus is allowed, considering that Solus is the new op this season. I'm not sure. I think it's going to be interesting to see how Solus is played. You know, to me it seems as though it's an operator that functions similar to a defensive version of IQ. I just don't know what use that's going to really be. Maybe on the roam. I don't think that her kit really supports roaming, though. You know, if I remember correctly, she's 2-2. Usually you'll see roamers as 3 speed, but it's not simply that. So I don't know exactly. I'm just curious to see how this Solis is used here. Mooster will fall. Spawn peek by Soda. Actually able to succeed off of that. The last time that we saw that, I think it was Mindless trying to spawn peek. And he was very quickly killed, as he is now by Cambiance, who will just continue to run up the scoreboard. Solis is picked off there. Fawn wanted to get the kill. Neville takes down Soda, so it's back to 3v3 here. Interested to see how this round plays out, but very quick proceedings, at least for these first few moments here. Cambiance trying to continue to hold down the roam at this point. I don't know. They don't seem to be aware at this point that Cambiance is around, that he's in first floor. I think Fawn's on this roam clear duty. I don't know why nobody's helping him. So it's basically a 1v1 at this point. He's operating now off of old intel. I don't know why his teammates are leaving him out to dry at this point, because if he dies, then it's a 3v2, and they have a roamer to still worry about. So Nibble's pushing in almost on the site, actually, so if they could get that plant down, that would be ideal at this point. Fawn takes down just a king, and so now Cambiance is stuck off-site, outnumbered now, trying to make his way back onto the objective. Sanders takes down Fawn, looking for another kill possibly to try and hold down this objective until his teammate returns, until his teammate brings back that 2v2 and neutralizes the possible man advantage. Hellbent looks for the plant now. Alt Nibble's covering him. Probably wise to be looking for that at this point. Nobody able to stop him. Sanders going to now try and press. Cambiance taken out by Alt Nibble. It's up to just the mute here. Of course, Sanders going to spot actually Alt Nibble, downs him. So it's a 1v1 in essence. Hellbent on the spot here. He's got the plant down. Just needs to waste enough time for that diffuser to go off. I think he may be getting some intel from his teammates. Nitro goes out, knows he's going to be watching that far side, spots him, lowers Sanders there. Knows he's out in that no man's land of bar. Can actually move over to bomb chassis Sanders, trying to press forward, looking for that close range fight, and he will get it, but Hellbent gets the headshot. And ultimately all it takes is one shot, one kill. The ace gets his team back in the right direction, it seems. Hoping to stifle the momentum gathered by NoMercy composed.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Alright. So it's a 5-2 now. So from here, in order to tie it up, Moosterism has to get a site sweep.
5 seconds left before insertion.
Or rather, they have to basically prevent any sites from being won. Though, I guess you could argue the same thing if it was a 6-2. If they were on defense, they would need a site sweep. At this point, all that really needs to happen, as Soda will get an early kill there on a mindless. Actually, I think he was looking for that similar spawn beak last round. Ended up getting stuff for it, but this time able to actually pick off the Ying. Sure, that's going to alleviate some worries on their side if they at least had realized that there was a Ying being run, but regardless, having that 5v4 from the start for the defense is going to be great for them. Allows them to possibly set up some crossfires throughout the round, give themselves some more control here. Now, we'll have to see how this goes, but not a great start here. You know, all that really has to happen for Compose is that they have to win one site. They could give up the other 2 sites if they cycled through. So you can see now, Fawn gonna. Why are you shocking them? What are you doing? So Redwall's open here onto Cigar, but beyond that, they haven't done much. They've lost 2 players. One of them is now 0-7. They don't have any real roam cleared, though I don't think there's much of a roam for them to worry about. Fawn is now down and dead. Soda gets a 3rd on the round. He's just going to continue to really release this attack here from Moosterism. Swinging now, gets a 4th, looking for possible ace here. Alt and is that alt or... I don't know why I'm tripping, folks. Sorry. Largest Toad gets the final kill. Denies the ace for his teammate, but they did get a flawless round off of a hip fire. Ugh. Okay. That was a mess, frankly. It's now 6-2 here. And again, I mean, there's clearly some problems on the side of Moosterism. Case in point, the fact that 2 of their players are combined 19 and 14, and the rest are 4 and 22. So there's, to say the least, there are some problems for them that they need to work on. I mean, I think it's just, simply put, they don't seem to have a lot of coordination right now. I don't know if they know what they're doing. Which is kind of concerning for me to be saying. You know? Because I would hope that they know what they're doing.
Prone to razor blue. 10 seconds left before insertion. 5 seconds remaining. Shield ready. Putting the shell in place. Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb. Clear a blast zone.
Hellbent dies to Toad. That might be the beginning of the end here, as it's going to be another round where a spawn peek happens. Fawn, I think, able to deny another spawn peek attempted there by, of course, Sanders. This is something. It's a lot, to say the least. Essentially, all they have to do now is just win their primary site again. They don't even have to win this site and second floor. It'll be now a 4v3 situation here, as it's just a mess. Not much else I can say. Moosterism unable to really get anything moving at this point. Don't know exactly what they're doing. Cammy stopped there by Mindless. Traded out by King, though. And the man advantage again goes to favor Composed. Soda picks him off. 15 kills for him and 12 for Cambiance, doing the lion's share of the work here. Congrats to both of them on double digits. Mooster is swung around outside, and Toad finishes him off. 7-2. Composed just very quickly basically runs over Moosterism here. 15-5, 8-5, 12-6, 3-6, 3-3, 11-8, 9-8, 1-8, 4-9, 0 and 8. Oh boy. congrats to Fawn, Soda, and Cambiance for all hitting double digits, but beyond that, definitely a messy game on both sides, particularly, however, on Moosterism. Alright, folks, thank you all for watching. This has been Kyanite League Week 6 action. Moosterism falls to NoMercy composed 7-2 on Cafe. Thank you all for watching. Have a good evening.